What's up, guys? This is Asian Wonder again, and in this video review today, I'm going to review my ASUS 17-inch gaming laptop here. A USB port right here, a HDMI port, another USB port, another eSATA port right here, a Ethernet, a VGA power cord, and here's the fan. And if you look real closely here, you'll see the lock right here for the laptop. And there's a power light right there. At the top here, you have a bunch of controls to control your audio right here, the play buttons and everything. And then across the top, this aluminum looking panel right here is where the speakers are at, and it sounds really, really great, guys. And there's the power button right here. When you power it up, this is all lit up. I have lots of light on here right now, so that's why you can't see the light. The keys are not very deep right here. It has a very shallow depth to it. So because of that, the keys do not have to travel but a little bit. So it's really nice to type really fast. The keyboard is very, very comfortable. If you guys are choosing a laptop, one of the biggest things that I would recommend is you look at the shift key on the right side. Because most laptops, the shift key is about the size of this key right here instead of the full-size shift key. A few of the last HP laptops that I had, the shift key would be cut in half, and you have this little bitty shift key, and I have big hands right here, so because of that I would always miss it and hit the wrong buttons. So I really appreciate the fact that the shift key on this is really big. Now the downside to this area right here where the shift key is at is that they should not have put the arrow key right here on the numeric pad right here. They should have put this somewhere else, because normally for accounting purposes this right here would be the 0 and not over here. So this kind of throws off your 10 key if you guys do a lot of 10 keying for accounting work. So I do, so that kind of throws me off right there. We have the the function keys right here, the sleep, the Wi-Fi antenna, the dim, the brighten screen, turn off the screen, and everything, all the function keys up here, volume and everything. So the keyboard, the numeric pad is very nice, except for the 0 is in the wrong place and the arrows right here. I don't know how else they could have done this better, but this is really frustrating right here because the thumb has to go underneath your hand. If you have a small hand, it's no big deal, but if you have a big hand, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Now, what I really do like on here is that they have the hot key, the hot function key right here for the calculator. So if you hold down the function key over here and hit the calculator over here, in addition with the function key, then you get the calculator on top. For some reason, my hands, I don't know if it's because it's dry or because it's sweaty or whatever, but this keypad, this mouse pad does not seem to respond very well whenever I move it. So most of the time I'm using the mouse over there, right? And it's and like I said, there's days when I log on and my hands are a certain moisture level, and the mouse pad works perfectly well. And then every other days when it's not, the moisture level in my hand is not correctly, or the dryness is not correctly, it responds very, very erratically, and it's a pain in the butt, right? So if you're someone that uses the mouse a lot, what I would do is I would recommend that you try this out at the store first before you order it online, and just play with it for a few minutes and type on the notepad and move the mouse around quite a bit, and really make sure that it's not just me and that it's not the mouse pad that comes with the computer. Now the toggle buttons for the left and right clicks of the mouse, I really do not like. It works well, but you can hear it. Notice how loud it sounds. It's loud because I have to press pretty hard on it to make it click. So that's the only area of this that I'm really not comfortable with. Now I've seen other people use the hard buttons like this and they have no problem with it. But with me, I prefer a soft touch because I like to move very quickly, especially when I'm day trading on this laptop. The other thing too that I really like about this laptop is where your palm rests are at. They're extremely cool. They're very, very cool. And I read in a one of the reviews online before I bought this, and they said that the fan, which is on this side right here, is extremely hot. It blows that hot air, and I completely agree with them. And I've used all my life, ever since I bought my first laptop, and this is like my 5th or 6th laptop now. I've always used 17-inch laptops, and every one of the laptops I've used in the past have always heated palm rests, and I really hated that because my palms would start sweating because they would get really hot right here, even with the dual-core processors. So I was really shocked that this being a quad-core, i7 quad-core processor, that these things did not heat up. I mean, it's practically cool. I'm touching it right now, and pretty much all the temperature around here is fairly even. Slight warmness right here, but the deviation, I mean, it's not even noticeable. You'll notice that it's not as warm or as hot as a regular dual-core 17-inch laptop. You can see how thick it is by folding the dollar bill sideways half. So it's almost like the size of a $half bill, a bill folded sideways, and then about as wide as the dollar bill when it's laid out the other way. And so that's their power block right there. The monitor is probably one of the best monitors that you can possibly get for a 16:9 landscape view, right? It's a 1600 by 900 resolution, and it's really the screen is very crisp and clear, folks. I want to show you this real quick. If I hold down the function key and press this, watch how bright and how dim it gets, right? You may not see this on the video clearly, but that's how bright it is, and watch when I dim it down. Okay, folks, on the video camera it may seem like it's really dark right now, but I can assure you that when I use it every day, I have to turn the screen all the way down, because if I turn even a quarter of the way up, the screen is just way too bright. So if you're one of those individuals that really appreciate a really bright screen, you're gonna get one of the brightest screens I've ever seen on a laptop. So there it goes. I have nothing negative to say about it. And I think that the reason why the screen is so bright is because it has this edge-to-edge glass. If you see the reflection of me holding my camera right here, you can see that there's that gloss right there. It's got the edge-to-edge glass right here, and it's just extremely bright, folks. I can't imagine someone being able to use this screen with the brightness even past the 50% point. Now, keep in mind, folks, that if you work out in the sunlight or something a lot, then I would highly recommend this laptop, because the screen is so bright that you'll be able to use it in sunlight really well. A lot of the dimmer screens, when you try to use it in sunlight, it doesn't work too well. Now, the downside on this monitor, right, is this stupid webcam right here. This is one of the biggest mistakes I made. I use Skype quite a bit, folks, to do my web conferencing with my other business partners and everything. And this 2 megabyte webcam right here, the downside to that is that it doesn't have the 25 or 30 frame rates that you need to have full-time motion. So the videos that it takes right here are not in real time. So whenever you wave your hand in front of it, it'll be like tick, 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 like that in slow motion, like Matrix-like, right? So that's a real pain in the butt. So if you use the webcam quite a bit for web conferencing or anything like that, then I would reconsider whether or not you want to get this laptop, because the webcam is not the best there is. I've used some HP laptops before, and the webcams on them were magnificent. I mean, every motion was in real time. Even with slow internet connections, it was still very well. Now, moving on here, the exterior of the laptop is very nice. They have a very glossy finish to it, and it's very nice. And if you look on this side, right, the recessed hinge right here that they have is extremely the sunken hinge right here, or recessed hinge, however you want to call it. It allows the monitor to actually tilt down a lot further than what you would normally notice. Notice how the angle of the monitor right here, folks. It's a really flat angle here. It's really a flat angle. You wouldn't normally see that on a regular laptop, but because of the sunken hinges, it works really well. And that's really good, especially if you're working with the laptop on your lap, or if you're in a car, or if you're in a place where you need to lean the screen down further. Those sunken hinges are really great. Now, on the bottom of the laptop right here, you'll notice that it has the woofers back here. And the sound is really great on this system, guys. I have no complaints about the sound whatsoever. And there's the different bays right here to open it and get inside. Now, you'll notice that this is for the hard drives right here, and this is for the RAM memory, and the batteries down here. So that's very basic. That's very easy to see right there. So I have like at least 3 plugs coming out of this side when I'm working, and it's a real pain in the butt to have the mouse right here because it keeps bumping into my hand right here, and that's the reason why I put the mouse over there. If you'll notice right here, this is the headphone, this is the microphone, and there's another headphone right there. So that's something that you guys will really enjoy. It's really nice to be able to have a laptop in 2010, one of the first consumer laptops that has a USB 3. I don't know of any other consumer laptops in 2010 at the time that I bought this laptop that has a USB 3. So you also have another USB 2.0 right here, and then you have a the disk drive over here with Blu-ray right there. So that's very nice. I cannot review the Blu-ray player because I don't have any Blu-ray disc to play it on, so I have no clue how good it looks. The Wi-Fi antenna goes here, and the memory cards all go in here, and it reads all kinds of different memory cards. I'm not even going to sit here and try to explain to you whatever it is, but it pretty much reads every kind of memory card you can imagine except for the ones made by Sony. HD 5730 graphics card, and it has 1 gig of memory. And folks, this is amazing. The graphics on this is just one of the best graphics that I've seen on any laptop in a long time. And like I said, this is the 5th 17-inch laptop that I've owned. Pretty much own a different laptop almost every year, and this is really, really amazing, the screen resolution on it. The A1 version has 2 hard drive bays, and you can install 2 hard drives in there. And it comes with 2 hard drives. One is 320 gigs and the other one's 320 gigs. So that's the A1 version. The X1 version, the inferior one, only has 1 hard drive bay. It has 2 hard drive bays, but you can only use 1. Now, you might think, well, Asian Wonder, why would you have 2 hard drive bays and only use 1? Well, that's the dumb thing that ASUS did, and I hope that if ASUS is out there listening to this, why would you do something stupid like that? They put 2 bays in there, but only put 1 connector on one side. So it comes with a 500 gig hard drive, and it's faster. It's a 7200 RPM hard drive. However, it only has 1 hard drive connection, meaning that 2 bays, but you can only use 1 bay because it only has 1 connection. It also comes with a Blu-ray Dvd player on the A1 version, and the X1 version, the inferior one, does not come with a Blu-ray player. That ASUS can sell their laptops a little bit cheaper than everybody else is simply because they manufacture some of the motherboard components and everything, and because of that, they don't have to buy it from a manufacturer and mark it up and sell it back to you. Since they are the manufacturer of the motherboards and components inside, they can sell it directly to you without that extra markup, and that's a huge advantage. You also get from the factory a year warranty, and then they got the accidental drop and repair. They fix all that, so the warranty is very good on ASUS. I've never seen this laptop with the quad core in it using Microsoft Office, Mozilla, Skype, and any of your regular conventional softwares that is not resource intensive. The quad core barely, the processor barely ever shows over 5 or 10% usage. And it's only when I run the Adobe Premiere and render video, at that time it'll shoot all the way up to like 90%, and it renders video extremely fast, folks, and much faster than any of the dual cores that I've had in the past, and the time that it takes to cut down on it is more than worth it for me to get the quad core laptop such as this ASUS right here. With the quad core here and the i7, whatever windows you click on the Microsoft Word, Excel, any of that, Outlook, they just pop up like that. I mean, they pop up as fast as you click on them. There's some reviews out there that said that the fan gets too hot and it's going to destroy the processor after a year's use of something. That's just a bunch of bullshit. Ever since I've had this laptop, it pretty much runs 24 hours a day, non-stop. The processor is running all the time. I'm either rendering video, I'm day trading with it, or I'm doing something with it. I'm getting my money's worth out of it. So whoever said that the heat is going to destroy the internal components, they're just full of it. It's not destroying anything because I use the hell out of this thing every day to get my money's worth out of it. I'm not going to spend $1,400 on a laptop and just use it for a couple of hours a day. Every one of my laptops that I use, I beat them up and make sure I get my money's worth out of it. That quad core is going to run until it throws out a cylinder or a crankshaft or something in there before I stopped using it. So good luck, and if you guys use it, make sure you leave a comment and let me know how it turned out for you. Thanks for watching this review, guys.